Short girl problems. Pants are cute, length is criminal. So here they are. I usually wear them with these shoes or a different type of sneaker. And I don't like how much pooling there is. And I can actually feel them on the ground underneath the shoe, which grosses me out because I live in LA. And it's just gross. It's not the vibe for me. So, they're just a little too long. I like how roomy they are, but I am not feeling the length. So I'm going to take up the length, and I'm going to also maybe play with the shape. They're supposed to be a little bit of a barrel shape, but you can't really tell because you're just this is kind of hard to do on myself, but I think I can figure it out. That might be a good place to start. So I'm just going to throw in a quick pin, and then I'm going to put them on the dress form. BRB. All right, these bad boys have been cut. You can see how wide the leg opening is reading. And what I want to do is I want to try and barrel it a little bit more. So I have a dark here that's giving some of that shaping. I have this styling here with flat felt seaming. Is there anywhere else? Probably not. So my option might be to add an extra dart somewhere. That's probably the route I'm gonna go because I don't want to get into taking apart definitely I don't want to take apart this faux flat felt seam. I also don't really want to mess with the inseam. I will if I have to, but I'm gonna try and do this in the least deconstructive way possible. I have the pants on the form now. I can see it's got a wide leg look, but you can see that it does want a barrel. It's just a little too wide at the leg opening. So that's what I want to mess with next. I think I'm going to add maybe 1-2 darts max. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is turn them inside out. This horizontal pin indicates where my dart stops. So here on this side, I'm going to use a chalk to mark my darts. Even though I creased them, the jean does have a little bit of like a plastisol screen print on it, and so that is not allowing it to flatten out the way I'd like. So I'm just going to take some time to mark my dart. and I'm gonna rinse and repeat. Okay. At this point, I can go ahead and remove my pins. I want to take a look at my markings. Beautiful. Now the only thing I'm going to do is really just kind of clean up my markings. I'm still following the shape. I'm not changing the shape. I'm keeping the shape that I want for my darts. Notice they're not completely straight. They're actually, they have a bit of a curve to them. And then just for fun, I want to check my length again, but I'm not liking this. It's measuring too. It's a little better. Okay, so this is 7.5. How about that? 7.5 on the inside. And this one is 8. Okay. I'm glad I checked those measurements. And you do want to keep, you do want to write those down. Okay, next. Let's move it along to the next pant leg. I'm going to make sure that my pant legs are lined up at the dart. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat it a little, because what I want to do is I want to mark it on this side. There are my 2 dart legs. And then I'm going to do the same for this side. Make sure that I'm aligned with the inseam this time. I'm going to cheat it back. You know what I didn't measure was the dart intake. So for this one, the dart bulk is close to 1.5. I'm gonna say it's more like 1 3/8. And this one is 1 1/8, maybe 1 3/16. So it's something you do want to take note of as well. gonna remeasure. Okay, we got it. So I got my dark legs marked in, but now I need the dark length. So for that, I'm going to turn my other leg around and I'm going to just pretty much line it up. Line it up. Lay them on top of each other, actually. That's probably the best thing to do. Never mind Piggy, she's just being a little security guard. Okay, that's it. I have marked my darts on both sides and now I'm going to sew them up. First thing I like to do is wind bobbins. All done. Come here, you want to go to the patio? Come. Come. Piggy. Want to go to the patio? Good girl. Okay. Now I'm going to thread my needle. So thread the needle. Untie a box knot. That's how I was taught. It's tight. And then you're supposed to be able to thread this through and actually take a through needle. But I'm not always successful with this next step. I'm going to try it anyway. Okay, see? Nope. Holy moly, how many minutes does it take to thread a needle? Oh my god, I can't do this. Let's see if it's because I'm blind. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to swap out my needle. I'm leaving the eye of my needle might be too small. Size 16. Not sure which size this is, but it's not the business. Ouch. That's crooked. Oh my gosh. Are you for real? This is not the fun part about sewing. I'm going to tell you that much. I am not a fan of this part. But it needs to happen. This is the SEO part of the business. SEO part of sewing is this, what you're seeing, the behind the scenes. Okay, that was just getting the needle on. Shoot, I suck. Holy moly! How many rings is it gonna take to thread this needle? Oh, shaka. I just needed a little bit of encouragement. Okay, so next I'm going to pull that bobbin thread through the bottom. Alright, let's stitch up those darts, shall we? I'm going to start with my original darts. Why? Because those were the ones that I creased first and marked first. Also going to use pins. Why? Because I said so. Because I want to. I don't always want to use pins, but today is a new day. And today I'm going to use some pins. How about that? So, I'm not heavy pinning, but I am pinning nonetheless. Notice how many times I check and double check and triple check and quadruple check everything. I am alright, so my stitch thread, because it's denim, I'm going to go for just shy of 4. Let's see what 3.5 looks like. Alright, starting in reverse, boom, dunzo, and come back, and this is the part where I start to remove my pins. So this is the thing that does happen with this machine. I don't know if it's an older machine maybe, but I do tend to lose my thread quite a bit on this machine. I got it since 2004, I believe. Maybe 2000. My son was born 2005, so I have a feeling that was the year that I got this machine. So that would make her 21 years old. at least 21 years that I've had it. How about that? Alright, so next I'm going to pink and pin this next one. With this thread. So this is why it's important to get good thread, because you just don't want to be troubleshooting great quality when you're sewing. What I'm finding is that the twist on this yarn is not as tight as I would like it, and so it is wanting to unravel as I'm sewing. So it's not fun. Alright, let's try it again. I want to make sure that I raise it on the concave. This one, I'm not so sure that I did. Alright, okay. I like to trim threads as I go. Before I lose the chalk markings on my other pen, I'm going to go ahead and sew those bad boys up too. I'd like to reverse and unwrap again. I'm going to do that concave exit again. Rinse and repeat. thread at the end. So we want chunky thread. Okay, what is left? What is left is the hemming part. I'm going through and manually pressing. My hem. It's going to be a 1/2 inch double turn back hem. So for the first fold, it's important to keep it, you know, maybe maybe 3/8 of a fold for that first fold back, because it does get kind of bulky. And then you turn it over the second time, and that one's usually about the 1/2 inch mark that you want. Yep. And I'm going to increase my stitch count. And I'm going to proceed. Getting to the part that's a little tricky. It's when you're getting to this portion where you're gonna have to go over a thick bulky seam, and you need basically something to sit your presser foot on in the back in order to go over that fold. Sewing. That's the last one. Yes. Looks pretty good. Awesome, awesome. All right, let's move it on. No, part of the issue is I'm using this polyester thread. It should be something like cotton poly. And this is just a little too slippery. Okay, so these are toward each other. Dark folds are facing each other because that's what I did on the other pant leg. So I want to make sure I repeat it this way, because if I don't, it's possible that it might not drape the same as the other. I'm going for a barrel leg shape. Boom! Okay. Moment of truth. Okay. So here they are. I top stitched the darts and I like the length. I can see my shoe. My pants are not touching the floor. If I wanted to wear them with some heels, I could. But most importantly, they're not on the ground. I just didn't like them pooling on the floor. And I can appreciate the barrel shape. There's Biggie a little bit better, right? Okay, bye.